Hi everybody, and welcome back to the She Shed. This little one is going to be about tips and tricks of getting your yarn even. I'm still getting there, and I'm not perfect. I'm sure you can get there eventually. I still do lumps and bumps. This is the yarn, the first ball of wool I ever spun. This is the first ball of wool I ever spun. Actually, it's not wool, it's acrylic. And there's a reason why to this, which I'll explain in a minute. So as you can see, very lumpy bumpy. I recommend that you should keep the first ball of wool, yarn, acrylic, polymer, whatever it is you spin, keep it. And then as you get better, you'll be able to look back and go, oh my goodness, how much better am I getting? So from that to that. So that's the last ball I spun of this yarn. So have a look at the difference. Now this is a really hard yarn to spin. It is acrylic, it's not wool. Also it's lumpy bumpy. I call it tutti frutti because it's got all those little bits in it. It is not the easiest thing to learn on, but what I found was I didn't want to learn on expensive yarn. So I bought the cheapest thing I could find. For 500 grams, it was $4. That's true. Full Australian dollars. 500 grams of roving generally costs, depends on the fleece. So the brown one that I'm just spinning at the moment, just there, that was $37 for 500 grams. Fine merino, double it. Easy, double it. I've got some. So I wasn't going to be wasting my money in buying $66 worth of yarn, opposed to this being exactly the same size of $4. So I could muck it up. I'm not going to use this at all, ever. I might use this for a beanie or something. But I would use this. I am not going to use this. So you want to be able to use something that you can throw away, that you can make as many mistakes as you like. You need to be patient with yourself. It is going to take a while to learn. It is not as easy as everybody makes it out, unless of course you are just a savant and you're amazing at it. Then it's going to be different for you. But give yourself room to improve, and jump up and down and get crazy and go yay when you've actually got a good ball. And trust me, each one I got better and better, and I jumped up and down and went yoo-hoo for every single one, and every time I get better. So this one that I've literally just finished spinning, I think is way better than my last one, which is that one. But also this is wool, and wool is so much easier to spin than acrylic. Well, for me anyway. The tip to getting an even yarn is preparing your roving or top. Now, roving or top, they are same but different. Okay, so roving is carded fleece and top is combed fleece. I don't comb fleece. I card my fleece. I buy roving. I haven't found any top yet to buy, but I would buy top. I've also tried buying bats and playing with bats. Bats are what you pull off the carder. Now, a bat or anything that you've pulled off your carder is going to be very different to prepare than the roving. So I have a carder here. This is my pride and joy. It's a very large carder. You can buy them half the size, about half, literally half. I went big. I have a lot of fleece to card up because I bought a lot of alpaca fleece. So I didn't want to spend a long time doing this. This I got online from a wool store, but it is an Ashford and is made in New Zealand. It is very expensive. It is the most expensive item I've bought for my spinning career, and but it's over $800. That's Australian dollars, but it is worth every penny. It is gorgeously made, beautifully put together, beautifully presented, and it works so well. But I'm going to go more into the carder when I'm doing that series on preparing your fleece. So when you buy in roving, it will come looking like that, like a bag of I don't know what, or some people like this. That is the same amount. There is 500 grams. I'm pretty sure they're 500 grams. Yes, 500 grams in there. So that's a cream wool, and that's a grey wool. I love the natural wools. So many variety in colours. Absolutely love them. I have bought a whole heap of, let me show you. Whole heap of colours to try out. So I did get a blue. This isn't roving, this is the fleece. So I have to card this first before I use it. So I've got blues and purple. Sorry, that is brown, grey, I believe, grey. And I've got a purple and one red, I think. Did I get a red? I think they might have been out of stock in red. So that's what I got of that. So I've got to card that first before I can spin it. But I'll show you a fleece that I carded this morning and what it looks like after it's been carded. So once you get your roving and you take it out of that, it's going to be one big long, let me see if I can get it out. Really difficult to do these with one hand. Okay, so when you get it out of the bag, it is literally, can't get it out now, one big, long, thin strand. Now, if you are an expert, you might be able to spin straight from that. Keep in focus. I did try, that's the first thing I did. And I kept doing that and I kept struggling, but I got a little bit better each time. And then I worked out a trick. The trick is split it up. So get the single strand there and split this up into a smaller strand as you can spin from. Alright, now I like to split them up. Here's one I prepared earlier into that size. And that I find a lot easier, and it gives a much more even yarn. If you've got little thick bits, you can draft it out and you will get an even yarn. And here is what I mean. Focus. There we go. Much more even. Okay? So when you compare that to what I started out with, yeah, trust me, it's a lot easier. So what I do is I pull it all apart, get it to the skinny bits. I literally put the skinny bits in a tub right next to me, and I pull them out of the tub and spin from that. Now, I will show you this when I'm actually spinning in my spinning video, but I wanted to show you how to prep first before you spin. Now, it's not so easy to do this. Looks like a whole bunch of snakes of wool there. It's not so easy doing that when you've carded. I've tried. I haven't had much success yet. I might get better at it. But what I carded this morning is this beautiful grey. So this grey fleece is actually in the colour. Okay. When I got it, it was literally just washed. So it wasn't picked or anything, and it was just washed wool. And so I had to get all the VM, which is known as vegetation matter. Another one of those words you'll get to learn. And it was browns and whites and blacks and greys. So as you card it, it gets fluffier and fluffier and fluffier, and all the colours start to mix. So I love the smell of sheep. All I can smell at the moment is the wool, the sheepy smell. So you can see there's some browns in there and some whites, little specks of black. So when I take it off the carder, I then roll it up. There we go. And this is a bat. So what you take off the carder is a bat. So it's lovely, nice and long, nice and fat. And but what I do when I'm ready to spin this is I break it up. So I pull it into smaller sections and I spin from the small section. I don't spin direct from this. I find that difficult. It's just too much, and it starts to go really fat thin, and I struggle with it. So me personally, I like to do it from sections. So I pull this section off and spin, and so on and so forth all the way along. This wool made up 2 lots of this bat. Different wools will do different things. When you buy fleece from people, they generally will let you know what the name of the sheep is. There's some, see, more VM. Oh, it's never ending. You never stop getting it. Pull it out before you do spin it, because you'll just get lumps all through your yarn, and you don't want that. So I started making slippers with this. I'm not going to have enough to finish my slippers, but I can show you a finished one, which I'll show you a picture of it at the end. And yeah, and I'll also show you how I spin this when I'm ready to spin it. Alrighty, so I hope that tip and trick helps you and you get more of an even thread for your yarn. If you have any tips and tricks to share with me, please feel free to do so. Thank you everybody for watching, from me and Maggie. Have a great day everybody.